right hand would have landed on anyone, even if they had a 5-month training camp. The heavyweight division shows you that a fight could change.
He's a professional fighter. I don't care whether Jake Paul's a professional fighter now at a certain level. He's not even a Southern area level. He got beat by Tommy Fury. He's going to get...
I do think he's crazy. I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Anthony Joshua goes off on Jake Paul on Live. Anthony Joshua isn't just talking, he's exposing Jake Paul for what he truly is, a lightweight pretending to belong in the heavyweight world. AJ's warning is sharp, brutal, and clear. One miscalculated step, and Paul will realize the gap between social media hype and real ring power is massive. No bravado, just pure professional dominance.
On the ground as well, entertained us on social media, and entertained us in the ring as well. What a man. Credit to him.
When you look back, it's been about 8 years since your fight.
Yeah.
Is it 7 or 8 years since your fight with him?
I'm not too sure.
But
Anthony Joshua is sending a chilling message straight from the ring. He's ready to handle anyone, anywhere, but never underestimates an opponent. The warning is clear. Jake Paul isn't just stepping into a fight, he's stepping into a masterclass of focus, power, and discipline. AJ's eyes are locked, his mind sharp, and the threat is very real.
The dangers of a late replacement. But then it's like, that's just the mind thinking that, and then it's like, stay professional, stay focused, do your film study, and don't take the guy lightly.
Eddie Hearn highlights just how serious Anthony Joshua is taking this fight. AJ isn't treating Jake Paul like a sideshow, he's approaching every session, every punch, with the precision of a world-class champion. Paul's bravado and social media antics mean nothing when facing a disciplined heavyweight ready to dominate from the opening bell.
Don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender.
Duke McKenzie points out the evolution in Anthony Joshua's arsenal. With improved footwork and a sharper jab, AJ becomes an almost untouchable force. Jake Paul has never faced a heavyweight of this caliber. Every adjustment makes Joshua more unpredictable, powerful, and dangerous, signaling a fight that Paul is not equipped to handle.
Is a good bit the right choice for AJ. For, of course, this Jake Paul fight, but more so for future fights, Tyson Fury fight going forward, which we might get next year.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great chart. It's a great choice. You know, listen.
Eddie Hearn emphasizes Joshua's relentless preparation. While Jake Paul may have hype, Anthony Joshua approaches this fight with discipline, film study, and tactical precision. Every punch is calculated, and every round is strategized. Paul will quickly realize that facing a former world champion is not about bravado, it's about skill, power, and experience that he simply cannot match.
And that is what he's ready to do. He could have buried his head in the sand. He could have just gone away and gone on holiday. He didn't. He wants to start training, he wants to improve. He wants to get in a position to win.
John Fury's blunt words highlight the brutal reality. Anthony Joshua's power and experience make Jake Paul a significant underdog. Paul has never faced a real heavyweight, let alone one of AJ's caliber. The physical mismatch combined with Joshua's ring IQ means Paul is at serious risk from the opening bell, showing how a social media star is no match for a true professional.
he can't finish.
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, you know.
Anthony Joshua demonstrates that his presence alone is a weapon. Even without throwing a punch, his ability to control the ring and apply constant pressure will dominate Jake Paul. AJ's mental and physical superiority is overwhelming, forcing Paul to react to him rather than executing any strategy. This is a reminder of what separates elite heavyweights from casual challengers.
I'm not that kind of fighter. I'm going to be putting pressure on you even when you're not punching. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that type of pressure.
Frank Warren lays out the reality of this David versus Goliath matchup. Anthony Joshua is a seasoned, world-class heavyweight, while Jake Paul is a social media star stepping into a league he's unprepared for. Paul may train and have a license, but experience against genuine heavyweights is another world entirely. Joshua's power, timing, and technical skill create an overwhelming challenge. Paul will have to rely on belief alone. But belief cannot bridge the gap in skill, ring IQ, or championship experience. This fight is less about competition and more about exposing the limits of hype versus true elite boxing talent.
it's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight. But I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
Jake Paul is hyping his style, claiming sneaky power and underrated skills. But Anthony Joshua is a master of reading opponents and neutralizing strengths. Paul's body shots and jab will likely be irrelevant against AJ's reach, experience, and power. His overconfidence may even make him reckless. This fight will expose that flashy social media bravado can't compete with the precision, adaptability, and sheer force of a true heavyweight champion. Fans might underestimate AJ's ability to punish mistakes, but one misstep from Paul could end the fight quickly, reinforcing the gulf between celebrity boxing and world-class heavyweight competition.
Sneaky knockout punches coming. Lots of great work to the body. People underestimate my jab.
Dave Allen highlights one of the most glaring mismatches: size and weight. Jake Paul is effectively a smaller fighter stepping into a heavyweight arena dominated by champions like Anthony Joshua. Size isn't just about power, it dictates reach, impact, and resilience. Paul's punches will have limited effect, while Joshua's force can alter the fight with a single shot. This disparity isn't hypothetical, it's a physical reality that can't be trained away. Paul's ambition clashes with the cold truth of heavyweight boxing. Against a fully prepared and elite opponent, he's entering a ring where his entire skill set is likely to be outmatched from the first bell.
I'm not sure really, Jake Paul's a cruiserweight, isn't he? Not even that. He won't be anywhere near as big as partner of mine, Anthony Joshua, so.
Derek Chisora breaks down the likely scenario. This fight will be short, explosive, and one-sided. Anthony Joshua doesn't need to extend the bout to prove dominance. Jake Paul lacks the stamina, experience, and resilience to endure a real heavyweight contest. Joshua's power and precision make early rounds decisive. Like Ngannou before him, Paul is expected to be overwhelmed quickly, reinforcing how mismatched hype versus elite preparation truly is. Fans watching will see a textbook example of how a true champion dismantles an unproven opponent, making this fight less a contest and more a showcase of Anthony Joshua's unquestionable superiority.
So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony as I listen. I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's gonna be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. He has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, people are gonna be doubting you as a fighter himself. So he has to smoke him out like what he did Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia in 1 round.
Yeah.
Johnny Nelson hits the nail on the head. Jake Paul is nowhere near the level required to challenge someone like Anthony Joshua. Paul is a domestic-level fighter with a social media following, not a legitimate heavyweight contender. Anthony Joshua, a former 2-time world champion, operates at 245 pounds of lethal skill, precision, and power. Comparing Paul to Joshua is like putting a schoolboy in a professional league. The difference in technique, experience, and physicality is staggering. Paul's previous fights against smaller cestants, less skilled opponents cannot prepare him for the intensity and punishment a real heavyweight delivers. This isn't a fair contest. It's a high-risk spectacle for the novice fighter, a mismatch that will expose every weakness instantly.
What about 6'6" guys rolling their heads, wearing black shorts, and Mike Tyson was a generational.
Duke McKenzie lays out the stark reality. Jake Paul is stepping into the ring against an 18-stone elite athlete without any real heavyweight experience. He has never faced multiple top-level heavyweights, meaning he is untested against power, speed, and technique at this level. Anthony Joshua's combination of size, reach, and championship experience makes this fight extremely dangerous for Paul. The mismatch is not just about strength, it's about skill, endurance, and ring IQ. Every punch Joshua lands will carry weight that Paul has never had to absorb. This fight is less a competition and more an education in why experience and elite preparation dominate hype and celebrity bravado.
This guy in hospital, all the money in the world is not going to put his health back together again. So you really got to take a good look at this fight and say to yourself, is it worth it? It would appear that, some boxers want to take that risk.
Tony Jeffries acknowledges the excitement Jake Paul brings with his power, but the reality is harsh. Anthony Joshua's career speaks volumes. Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time world champion, and a heavyweight who has dismantled elite fighters. Paul's knockout fantasies are rooted in hype, not reality. AJ's precision, ring IQ, and ability to finish opponents in any round make Paul's hope laughable. Even with 10 ounces gloves and a perceived punch advantage, Paul lacks the defensive skills, timing, and experience to survive the first meaningful exchanges. Joshua's power in both hands isn't just a threat, it's a calculated weapon. Paul's bravado will be tested instantly, and any misstep could be catastrophic. This fight will be a textbook example of why elite heavyweight experience outclasses hype-fueled confidence every single time.
I'm going to win this fight by knockout. You would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good at finishing people off.
David Benavidez points out a fundamental truth. Anthony Joshua is a proven elite, and stepping into the ring with someone like Jake Paul is a monumental mismatch. Joshua has faced top-tier heavyweights, Olympic-level competition, and fighters with skills that dwarf Paul's limited experience. Gondu, inexperienced and overmatched, was dismantled in front of everyone, highlighting how AJ's talent punishes the unprepared. Jake Paul has no track record against real heavyweights, no tactical adaptability, and no defensive skills to withstand AJ's power and precision. The combination of Olympic pedigree, world championship experience, and knockout capability means Paul is stepping into a scenario that is far beyond his reach. Fans expecting an upset are likely to be disappointed, as this is not a contest, it's a masterclass in dominance and an inevitable exposure of Paul's limitations.
Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was in Gandu, and you seen what happened to him. But
Carl Froch doesn't mince words. This is a one-sided affair waiting to happen. Anthony Joshua, even slightly past his peak, has the technical skill, power, and timing to end the fight almost immediately. Jake Paul has no experience dealing with heavyweights of this caliber. Losing to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight shows his vulnerabilities and lack of ring IQ. AJ's precision, distance management, and devastating 1-2 combinations make him almost untouchable. Paul's confidence and hype will be crushed in the opening rounds as he faces punishment that exposes every weakness. This fight isn't a battle of equals, it's a demonstration of elite heavyweight dominance versus a fighter who has never truly earned his place at this level. Fans will witness a harsh reality check for the social media star in the making.
Could happen. This is a one-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud.
Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul isn't just another fight. It's a stark illustration of elite heavyweight dominance versus hype-fueled bravado. Joshua, a multiple-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist, carries power, precision, and ring intelligence that Jake Paul has never faced. Every clip, every interview, every prediction from boxing experts paints the same picture. Paul is stepping into an arena far beyond his experience. From his lack of heavyweight bouts to his losses against underwhelming opponents, the evidence is clear. Joshua doesn't just punch, he controls distance, dictates tempo, and punishes mistakes with surgical precision. Paul may have confidence, but confidence cannot compensate for technique, power, or history. Fans are watching to see whether hype can ever compete with genuine skill, and the consensus is unanimous. This is Anthony Joshua's showcase. So now we turn it over to you. How do you see this fight unfolding? Will Jake Paul survive the first meaningful exchanges, or is this destined to be another statement-defining victory for AJ? Comment your predictions below and join the conversation.